Hey there, party people. It is Soulful Sight, and we are going to do some 2025 fun stuff. I know it's a little late. I wanted to go ahead and get all my thoughts together, and I have a couple more videos coming also, so we're going to do some specific stuff. But for now, let's start with our sign groups and see what 2025 has in store for everybody. As we all know, 9, right? This is a year of 9. 9 typically is a year of completion, of completing cycles, of seeing an end to trials and hopefully like the positive things that we kind of purposefully started. So completing some of the stuff, seeing some of the harvest, but really seeing things start to bloom. Right. That's what we're coming into. So let's see what our groups have to say. As always, check the timestamp below for your specific sign group. And if you have placements in other groups or you feel called to listen to another message, absolutely do so. Take what's supposed to sit with you, leave whatever's not. Okay. Let's get into it. My fire signs. What's up? I've been watching a lot of Avatar Last Airbender and stuff lately. So when I call y'all my firebenders, it's for a reason. Cycles and trials. OMG, that was the first thing I heard, which I felt to my core. I am a firebender myself, and I was like, yep, 100%. When I say cycles and trials, I literally mean like the last few years for us, right? The last few years for us have definitely been trials and tribulations, okay? And a lot of them were very necessary. They were really necessary for literal growth. You know what I mean? Being able to come all the way out and really see yourself and really, whether you agree with it or not, understand and acknowledge yourself, right? The trials were so many like deep things about ourselves, whether we always fought them, tried to ignore them, a little bit of both. On the bright side, most of the hard stuff is over. And I mean, we had some hard stuff. We had some stuff that, I'm still figuring out, okay? If we're going to be honest. We had some hard stuff. As you start to heal, right, from all of that, think of it as 2023, half of 2024 starting the party, the second half of 2024 being that shadowy healing period kind of deal, which we're still healing through in this very beginning of 25. As you start to heal through it, you're going to start to feel the positive payoff, okay? You're going to start to feel some of that positive payoff of the growth, noticing that you're seeing things a little differently, but still remembering how you used to see that kind of same situation before. You know how you used to react before, right? But you're not really reacting that way. You're not jumping to reaction so much as you are going, and quickly, because we think real fast, evaluating it, but also being able to evaluate yourself with it, which is fantastic. Okay. It's the epitome of thinking before you speak or react, right? The cycles that you're completing, of course, were direct and then sometimes not so direct reflections of the trials, right? Source essentially was showing you in multiple ways what you needed to allow yourself to heal through. Okay. Also good news for that is that the acknowledgement and the completion of those cycles, of all of that stuff, has now given you room to just breathe and allow yourself to shine. Because I feel like a lot of the stuff that a lot of you went through this past couple years or had been going through this past couple years, you were afraid to even celebrate small things. You didn't even feel like you should let yourself be happy or shine or let your glow come out in certain things. I feel like a lot of you, us, didn't even really celebrate the birthdays the way that we normally do, because we do. Birthday is a holiday event, and some of us didn't even feel like that was right, going through what we were going through, which is horseshit. It is, because if it's one thing you should always celebrate, whether you feel like it or not, is your growth. You should always celebrate your positivity. You should always celebrate when something good happens and let yourself enjoy it, because that's just going to continue to churn more of that positivity and bring more of it to you, right? And this year we're not doing that. This year we're celebrating. This year we are coming through. Your 2025 is not only progressive, it is life-changing. Okay? There were things you've been laying the foundations for a while, and now that gets to come to the forefront. For most of you, I feel like this is very money-based. I feel like this is very career-based, new career, expanding career, not job, career. right? Those are two different things. They can be within the same thing. But I want you to hear me clearly when I say that, okay? Some of you previously had to heal your relationship with money, right? And the correlation that you had to that struggle mentality you've been existing through probably your whole lives. And, for some of you, that literally boils down to not talking to some people as much as you used to, because every time you talk to them, they always talk about the struggle. Some people, they always talk about the hustle. They always talking about the scam. They always talking about the this and this. And it's one of those, I don't want to stay that way. We shouldn't stay that way. Let's not even go there. Let's talk about something fun or funny or whatever the case is. And not saying that friendships and people don't need to vent when they're going through things, because absolutely. But staying in that is not what's helpful, right? So I feel like for some of you, you guys really have started healing your relationship with money and understanding the ebb and flow with it, and almost being excited with the ebb and flow with it, because when you know what's going out, it's still coming right back in, and it's supposed to do so. Okay. So I'm happy for you with that. That's fantastic. For some of you, okay, it's now not being fearful of succeeding. It's not being fearful of moving forward. It's being excited and happy about moving forward because you're seeing those opportunities now come up, and not being fearful anymore of who gets left behind when you do. That's gonna mess with some people. That's gonna stick with some people. Not being fearful about who doesn't come with you. I feel like before, at a lot of fire signs, a lot of us are fear of missing out, fear of missing the party, fear of missing the this, right? And okay, what is this person going to think? What is it, and if this happens, well, why can't they come? Because they're not supposed to. And that's not always bad. That doesn't mean it always has to be a huge dramatic something or another, and this person breaks up with this person in the friend group and blah, 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 blah. It just means that everybody's growing, and you're not necessarily supposed to grow in the same ways. Doesn't mean you got to hate people and they got to hate you. It just means y'all don't kick it like that anymore. And that's okay, because you got stuff to do. And I feel like for a good portion of you, you guys are actually okay with that now. You come to the realization and the understanding that it doesn't have to be this days of our lives type situation. And everything is okay. And there's no beef, there's no this or this. So congratulations for that too, because that's a hard thing to get settled with, especially when there are some people that don't understand that. So then you're having to acknowledge some of that type of backlash and things. For some of you, that's part of your particular trial, because you have to still work on those boundaries and what you allow and what you don't allow. 2025 feels like the best season coming in. Again, I feel like this is it feels progressive almost in every part of your lives. Literally almost every part of your lives, there will be some forward movement. There will be some clarity. But really, really, this is feeling career and money, like strong career and money. So get your money. Get a couple bags, not just one. Have fun. Build with other people. Develop relationships that you can build with. Do your community service and help other people learn and build, because really we should all be trying to build together for the betterment, right? Have a prosperous year. Have an abundantly amazing, above and beyond blessed year. Be happy, be healthy, go after what you want. Take no for an answer ever, not never. Never, ever, ever. Get yours. Get for everybody that you're supposed to build with, and love it and enjoy it. I'm super, super happy for you guys, fire signs, because man, that was some shit. Who had me tired as hell. And not to say that this first part of the year, there may not still be some kinks to work out, right? Or some kinks that are still working themselves out. Ultimately, for your greater good, once you actually get to the point that you can see that, it helps. Okay. Of course, if you would like to do a personal reading to find out about your own personal 2025, please go ahead and send me a message on any one of my socials or right here on my website, which will be linked below. I love you guys. See you later. Okay. Whew, my fire signs had some stuff to go through. That took a minute. My water benders. What's up, my water benders? Hey, how y'all doing? The force is strong with y'all. Like as the great Obi-Wan says, the force is strong with this one. My Star Wars reference. Don't come for me. I say it to say that your 2024 was hard. Yet you're here. It hurt, yet you're here. It forced growth that some of y'all requested way back when and just kind of kicked in, okay? Or it's been kicking in for a while, but freaking jump started and smacked like a ton of bricks, right? You're still here. Well, I do feel like 2025 still starts off kind of wonky, starts off a little weird. Remnants of 2024, that, shadowy post 2 week, so to speak, after the full moon period type of deal, even though we did start with a new moon, which was great. I feel like you guys are still in a better place mentally, and you're in a better place of understanding, and not just understanding what's happening around you, understanding you, understanding what you're meant for, what you're here for, understanding that even if you don't know exactly what you're here for, you're starting to weed what you're not out, right? You're starting to get comfortable moving forward and moving through different things, okay? Your completion is that of the inner work that you've been doing and the realizations of parts of yourselves that you thought you were good with that you really weren't, because they related to other things. They were related to other traumas, other stuff from way back that you may not have thought about or even realized could kind of be in correlation, but hadn't totally, brought themselves to the forefront kind of deal, because you guys had been healing so many other things. My water signs, my Pisces, my Scorpios in particular, you guys had hard stuff, hard stuff that you never thought you were going to actually get over and had gotten kind of okay with it to get through, that you guys are still getting through. Okay. But again, the phrase, yet you're here, is a testimony to your resilience. It's a testimony to that real strength that you have, but sometimes don't feel like you have. Even when you're in times of not knowing if tomorrow is a day for you. But you're here and committed to being your best self and trying to enjoy everything. 2025 for you, some of you, is, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And it'll be the best decision you make. Period. Some of you, I don't know. And source is like, I'm over it. All of it for your greater good. All of it. You guys have relationship growth, surprising relationship growth. I feel like for some of you, it definitely is romantic. But for some of you, it's also family-wise. There's a lot of family healing because there was a lot of family crap that happened. So now you guys get to feel some of the good having come out of that, which I love for you. And it really does feel like a comforting hug. So I love that. For some of you, this really is relationship based. It really is. For a few of you, stop being some, y'all are being punks. Y'all are being punks. You hadn't found every excuse to keep yourself comfortable. 2024 was the end of that. 2025, put your big girl pants on, put your big boy pants on, handle. Because y'all gonna fumble people. Y'all gonna fumble people that was supposed to be a blessing because you still worried about people that were not. That you were supposed to deal with for whatever reason, for the lesson that, it gave. That shit's over. Come on. Because you got other shit to do. But sit there and freak yourself out. And then for some of you, this is new love. This is, and I literally hear the word support. Supportive. So I feel like some of you, it is practical support, right? Somebody saying, I know you need help here, take it. And then for others, it is support that you would never have necessarily imagined, but is so important for you to feel. Because a good part of my water signs, you guys need the feeling of stability and security because you have never really had it unless you created it. And need someone to help create that for you, whether you admit it or not, need someone to help create that for you. And you're getting it, in terms of different friendships, some friendships that are turning romantic, some friendships that were romantic that, you guys have come to an understanding that this is really supposed to be this, not this. Some of them are interpersonal relationships, family, things like that. But I hear for you guys support and being just kind of surprised, but so happy and loved in that support. So I love that for you guys too. 2025, I'm definitely gonna say for you guys, It doesn't feel money career. It feels honest love and honestly loving, in whatever way that may break down for you. So, yay. That's awesome. That feels beautiful. I love that for you guys. Of course, if you would like a personal reading for your personal 2025, feel free to hit me up on any one of my socials, as well as the site, which will be linked down below. I pray the most fulfilled, amazing year for you guys. It's going to be beautiful. You got to let it. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful year. Till next time. Whew. Between fire and air. Good Lord. All right. My earthbenders. Literally for you guys, I heard what a time to be alive. Oh my gosh. For some of you, especially those of you that have like fire or water placements, right? That were like stronger placements. Your 2024 had definitely had some turbulence. We're not even going to BS about that. That's the God's honest truth. Y'all 2024, it was needed, but it was still a pain in the ass. So luckily, your 2025 is your time to shine, to glow. You know, for some of you, I definitely feel a major shift, major shifts. What's trippy is y'all feel it too. Like little teeny earthquakes rumbling, trying to wake you up just a little bit. Y'all felt it too. A lot of you, this is definitely career money. Some of you, this is more home foundation based. A good portion of this means growth in career, right? Or a renewed focus in growing your money. So I feel like for some of you starting new businesses, ideas that you had started researching that now you have the ability to build, on. And with some of it, it's like immediate return. You hear the, first year business, blah, 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 blah. No, for some of y'all, it's like jump started. Because it's finally where you were supposed to be. It's finally what you were supposed to do. And you're acknowledging that blessing. You're acknowledging that gift. You're acknowledging Spirit, the Lord, however you say it. You're acknowledging that this is what you were told to do. You're in obedience and you're doing. And you see the immediate, oh my gosh, because you can feel this is where I was supposed to be. This is what I was supposed to be doing. The hell took me so long. Then the practicality sets in a little bit and like, oh yeah, because I was broke. Excuse me. Y'all get the point. For some of you, and I believe I said renewed focus in career and stabilizing. For your home foundation, the renewed focus is on growing your money. Okay. And again, this is for my earthbenders. Okay. I don't know if I articulated that properly. Your foundation is such a part of you guys. It's so strong as a part of you guys to be stable, to be the roots, right? That when you're not, it feels completely wrong and opposite and discombobulated. The renewed focus on growing your money for you guys is how you think you need it to fully stabilize your home foundation. The phrase home is where the heart is, which I know sounds cliche and lame, but is really, really true. Home is where your love is. Home is where your heart is. Home is where you say, this is how I'm building. And you build that energy around you. It's not the physical space. It can become the physical space. And if that was what it means for you, then the physical space that you're in, the physical space that you want to be in, energetically make it feel the way that it needs to feel. I feel like for some of you, there is a little bit of back and forth about where that physical home space is or needs to be. So for some of you, I feel like the moving out of state thing is quite possible, very probable, and definitely should happen. And those are for specific people. Because the foundations you had here are shaky now, they're quicksand. Because you're releasing toxicity, you're releasing negativity, you're releasing old stuff, right? So you got to move forward. You guys have a great year ahead of building. So your completion from 2024 into 2025, your completion is the acknowledgement that the home is not always where it was meant to be, and you will have what you need to make that foundation again. Your completion is understanding that cycle. Right. Reason in a season. Always a reason in a season. So for you guys, I send blessings and I hope that you are able to put down your roots energetically to build it physically. I feel like a bunch of y'all are moving. It's going to be okay. And ultimately, exactly what you needed for. Okay. And for someone in particular, and I don't know who this is for, once you receive it, please put it in the comments. For someone in particular, this move is, well, two people. This move is for literally for the betterment of your children. One, for their safety. The other, because educationally, they need to be in a completely different area for what they need. Educationally and behaviorally, I'm hearing. So if you were going back and forth on whether you should. 100%. And I hope that helps whoever it was supposed to help. Have a wonderful, above and beyond blessed, beautiful year. Again, if you want a more specific reading for your 2025, please hit me up on my socials or send a message on my site, and it'll be linked below. And I pray the best for you guys. Excuse me. Whew. Last but not least, my airbenders. Hello, my change the world, folks. Wow. I feel lightheaded connecting with y'all. I feel like 2025 for you guys will literally be a time for you guys to complete things you didn't even know you were working through, which is fantastic. Okay. You'd set about working on stuff for yourselves and you put it almost in autopilot. It was literally the phrase, let go and let God. Like, okay, I need to deal with this. I'm going to deal with this. I'm dealing with this little by little, but I'm still doing this, this, and this. So this is going to work itself out. And it did. Amazingly. Okay. Y'all got to a point and are getting to a point, right, where all of a sudden you feel lighter and free and have no idea why. It's because of that work you were subconsciously doing. Point blank period. Okay. What's funny is then you start to realize that some folks who were around aren't. And the vibe feels a lot cleaner. This will actually allow you to have a progressive year in your interpersonal relationships, okay? And for a lot of you, this isn't even romantic. This is literally more on a friends and family side of things. Because y'all actually got better at putting up those boundaries. Y'all actually got better at recognizing people for who they are and accepting it and maneuvering things to where if you didn't want to deal with it, you didn't. And now you're starting to realize how many people actually fell off. And that's okay, because obviously not everybody's supposed to move through to the next phase with everybody. We all are supposed to grow, and some people don't, right? Reason and a season. I keep having to say it, reason and a season, okay? 2025 for you guys feels like really coming into acknowledgement and being okay with that whole portion of it, because it is about your growth, and y'all are serious about getting done what you need to get done now. Y'all got the money on the mind. Y'all got that bag on your mind. Y'all got that career growth. You guys are serious this year about everything moving forward, because you guys are using this year not so much as a completion cycle, you did, but as a progressive sowing the seed cycle. You guys are kind of doing opposite, which is interesting. But it's going to pay off because you're sowing your seeds in such an abundant year that they're supposed to be, actual progression that you see right away, that you're going to see it almost right away. And you're sowing it for the long term. So hats off. You guys are brilliant. You guys are absolutely brilliant. And it's part of who you are. So it's not surprising to me either. I know that 2025 for you guys is going to be absolutely fantastic. There's nothing more I can say. I always feel like my air signs barely get anything, but y'all be doing a damn thing half the time. I don't really have to tell you much. When I do, I do. But of course, if you would like a private reading, please send a message on my socials or hit the link below, and you'll be able to send me a message directly on my site. I pray the most abundant, above and beyond blessed year for everyone watching. I know that this year we are moving up and out and forward and enjoying every second of it, and releasing what's not for us, because we did a good portion of it, and being good with it. So I love you guys. Stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy. Love, peace, and hair grease. I will see you guys next time.